Hey guys, Ryan from AllMine Ranch. Alright, so I decided to do an update video, which is kind of ironic because I don't really do update videos because I've been off of YouTube for 14 months, and even when I was on it a lot, I only did the occasional update. But I want to do smaller, easier videos more often. So anyway, here's what happened in my world today. Today's July 27, it's Thursday. Long day working at this desk, and it's super hot outside, and this spot is the only spot where I have any kind of effective air conditioning. So I'm kind of trapped at my desk, I think of it, because going up to my loft or outside is just brutally hot. Hit almost 100 today here around Bisbee. Big dark storm clouds are brewing right now. I'm looking out my window and it's looking downright evil, and it's throwing bolts and I'm hearing thunder. So could get a rapid cool down. I sure hope so, but maybe not. Anyway, it's freaking hot out there. It's like 5 p.m. Still 96 degrees out. It's pretty warm. And it's almost 96 in here even with the AC on. Anyway, I've been saving up for a year to buy tires for my truck. They're getting pretty bare. They're the original tires that came with my truck when I bought it 2 years ago. And with all the traveling I did back and forth between Dallas and Arizona, they got pretty worn down anyway. So I'm getting some mud tires, or all-terrain tires. They're not cheap, about $1,000. So I just decided to save up. So I've been throwing aside 40 or 50 bucks here and there for about a year. And today was the tire day, so that was kind of nice. Going back to the heat though, I'm having generator issues, and the reason, as I mentioned in a previous couple videos, the reason I have to run my generator is because cloud cover, when these storms build in the afternoon, you know, I'm not generating power when it's cloudy essentially, but it's still damn hot. It can be hot and cloudy at the same time, believe it or not. And now that I have more battery capacity, which I'm going to do a video on soon, because I did nearly double my battery capacity recently, but that did not come at a small price, unfortunately. So I'm going to do like a review of all the upgrades that I've done to my solar system last month. That's coming soon. But since I have more battery capacity, it takes longer to fill the batteries. It's nice that it takes longer to drain them, but then it takes longer to fill them. So I've been having to run the generator for a few hours a day, but right now it's not producing the 120 volts that it needs to produce. I talked to the champion generator tech support guy who is really knowledgeable, and the issues that I'm experiencing with mine are very unusual. He actually hasn't heard of the same symptoms. I'm hoping it's just a $30 voltage regulator part that I just ordered today from Amazon. It should come tomorrow. If it goes in and solves the problems and I can produce proper voltage, then great. Then I'm just spending money on gasoline, and I can run in the mornings before it gets too hot. I can run the generator for an hour or two just to help accelerate the whole refill process. I produce, for the most part, plenty of power between 11 and 3 p.m. when the sun's at its peak. But then when I start trying to run the AC, it draws it down fast, and then the clouds come and boom, I get drainage, and I don't like to let the batteries go below like 40%. So that's a piece of news. So I've had to spend a lot of money today. That brings up the fact that I just need more solar in general, because if you have more battery capacity, like I said, because it takes longer to fill them, I could shorten that time with more solar panels. And I actually have more solar panels. I'm right now running off of 12 solar panels for the most part. In the last 2 weeks, I put out one more just to get some extra, little boost here and there. But it's not in a rack, and it's laying around on the ground, and when the winds come, that's sort of sketchy. So I'm thinking about investing another $100 roughly this weekend and buying the lumber to build another wooden rack that would hold 3 panels. And I can borrow 3 panels from the ones that are in storage for my future main house, and just put them out there and sort of split those two across the 2 strings of arrays that I currently have. I have 2 strings of 6, so maybe I'll have a string of 7 and a string of 8, or maybe just put 2 panels in it and have room for something else. I don't know, maybe I could build a smaller panel that only holds 2, but just permanently move to 7 panels per string semi-permanently. But anyway, that's my challenges. I need more power in general, which means both an addition of panels and an addition of battery capacity. now that I think I'm pretty good on battery capacity, it's time to focus on the panels. So that sort of news and something that's swirling around my head is perhaps a project this weekend if it's not too hot. Oh, and speaking of hot, I got frustrated last night and I stumbled onto the Icy Breeze, which is a glorified igloo cooler they sell on the internet, but it's kind of a swamp cooler because you put a little water in it and a little bit of ice and it blows cold air, and it's battery powered or plug-in, which is nice. I ordered a bunch of accessories in the deluxe model or pro model, I don't know what they call it. So that was over a $500 investment that I had no plans to do. Ooh, it's getting dark. Those rain clouds are coming over top. And that can go up in my loft because one of my challenges this summer with this heat wave we're having, which is supposed to go down a little bit, but my loft gets super hot because the air conditioner, you know, cold air drops, hot air rises. So my loft fills with hot air all day. And I need a solution. So a couple of bags of ice or a couple of the freeze ice blocks, they call them, which you just fill with water and put in your freezer. You can then put those, excuse me, inside the Icy Breeze. It will blow, you know, pretty cold air for a good 4 hours without using very much power at all. And it's not humid air. It doesn't actually blow the humidity, the water directly into the airstream. It actually is done in a way so that it drips back into the cooler. So you're getting relatively dry, cold air. So I thought, you know what, even if I only use it for a month or two per year, a $500 investment in this portable air conditioner might be exactly what I need to actually fall asleep at night in the summer when the heat's keeping me up and it's just, I gotta have fans going and I'm blowing watery mist on myself from a spray bottle. Whew, yeah. All right, so I'll let you know how the Icy Breeze things go. As soon as I get it, maybe I'll use it for a night or two and then do a review on it. If you guys are curious to see if that thing works, I'll let you know soon enough. So that's another big outlay of cash I did in the last 2 days. Oh, and I almost forgot. I started a new YouTube channel. Ironic, huh? To go from no posts for 14 months and then inside of a week, I have a bunch of posts and a new YouTube channel. But the reason I'm doing that, oh, and by the way, it's called You Sure Talk a Lot, because I do. I can. If you know me, you know I talk a lot. I will put the link below. I only have one subscriber, no, two, me and a dear friend. So you can be number 3, 4, and 5 if you want. Go click the link, sign up. But that channel is going to be all the things that would dilute from or sort of get in the way of this channel. So I was talking recently about how I love talking about mindset and law of attraction and prosperity, all that stuff from the past. And I like talking about Bitcoin and personal finances and things that are like personal development oriented. Well, none of that really squares with the current focus of this channel, which is sort of off-grid living, AllMine Ranch, which is what I call this property, building it out, dealing with my challenges on this property and what it's like to live off-grid in Southeast Arizona, especially when there's really hot freaking summers. So I just decided to solve it by creating another channel that's basically everything that is not appropriate for this channel. So I've come up with a bunch of video ideas that are in categories with title ideas. I'm working on the brainstorming of that, and I want to at least post 4 or 5 videos right off the bat so that there's actually some content there and it's not, you know, just one here, one there. So I'm going to pre-film a bunch and then load it up so I can actually have some playlists. So if you're interested in my thoughts on life, living, dying, aging, managing money, being single off-grid, maybe a little politics, but more about how a person can mentally approach politics so they don't get too wrapped up in their bullshit and too angry and frustrated, which I sometimes struggle with, I'll admit. And so I have some ideas around that as well. So not politics, but just how to live in the modern world without getting too pissed off. But politics do exist, and it's, you know, so how do you reconcile those two things? So there's that, and then maybe some advice on, you know, if my son were watching, some things I want him to hear from me, and I'm going to do it via video since we don't talk very often, since he's busy. So that's You Sure Talk a Lot. Go check it out. Link is below. All right, I think that's all the updates for one day. That's enough news. Yep. The rain is coming. I'm gonna have to go batten down the hatches, maybe lower some solar panels that are leaning. The one I was telling you about that's leaning up against something outside. If the wind hits that from the wrong angle, it could sail, and that would not be good. Even though my panels, I only paid like $35 to $40 each for, wouldn't be the biggest loss in the world, but still, it could rip some cables, some wiring. Wouldn't want that. So maybe it's time to give up on the air conditioner today and just turn it off, open the doors and windows, and hope a storm breeze comes in to cool things down just a little bit. All right, hope you had a great day. I did too. Maybe I'll do another update tomorrow since it'll be Friday. Hope you had a good week. I hope you have a good weekend. Love you. Bye.